Greetings and welcome back. This is Mandrake. This is Mission 9, The Sequence, Part 2 of 2. And previously on our last episode, on the last mission, we had just finished off, was at Annex Ridge. Hog was destroyed, and instead of walking back to the FOB here, I just did a fast travel. So I will be getting a new hog here, which I just requisitioned, and I'll be equipping these Marines with Sentinel beams and a sniper rifle, and moving on to the next objective, which is going to be going to Kilo, capture Kilo, because I took care of Annex Ridge, and so the gateway is now open to make my way to Annex Ridge. I'll take it right back. I'm sorry, not to Annex Ridge, but make our way to Kilo. So I'll take a little bit here, trying to get the Marines equipped, get them armed, make sure I'm equipped, and I've got ammo, you know, my weapons are fully loaded, all that good stuff. Annex Ridge was quite a booger. It can be challenging. Maybe I was just making it hard myself, but it is a complicated one, difficult one.
Yes, sir.
Being the way that I'm trying to go about doing, I'm going to have the Marines do all the kills from the hog, so that means keeping the hog alive. Being that catch is on, that means the enemies would rather, the AI would rather throw nades than use their weapons. So when it comes to the Marines, yeah, when they're on foot, they're going to throw frags, and they're not very good at it, and they bounce off and come back and cause problems. And even damage yourself.
Ah, man, you're sticking me with this? Wait! I miss war hogs, and showers, food, and relative safety.
The Marines have good quotes and good sayings. Great if they could expand on that more, add more. Play that I do the same things over and over again.
You're too kind, Chief. Seriously.
I've kind of lost track with how many who have weapons, so I think it's time for me to hop in the hog and get an idea if everyone's equipped and ready to go. I'm going to make my way to Kilo. While I'm at Kilo, I think I'm going to be hitting that beacon after that, because I'm already in that area, and there's not much going on in Kilo. There's not much to do there in that area. There's a couple propaganda towers and a couple Spartan cores. One of the Spartan cores is at the beacon.
We've got an HVT nearby, Chief. The Hunter Bond brother pair called Myriad. They're two of the most dangerous hunters known to the UNSC. Watch your back.
One of us is walking out here alone. Spoiler! It ain't you.
And once again, instead of hopping out and exposing myself to trying to open the gate,
Feels good finally fighting alongside
get shot
Spartans
up,
again.
I'm gonna just drive the hog around the gate. And it turns out there's no enemies here anyway.
Guess I'd be as ugly as you too if all I
Turns out that Annex Ridge brought in some more enemies, and allowed them
I've
to
been spotted. Heads
respawn.
up. Move up. Report the chief.
I'm gonna call you lunatics Diet Covenant.
Now that's how you win a war. Enemy down. Oh yeah, she's getting up close and personal now.
Buckle up.
Riding shotgun. Let's move.
Heads up, brute sniper.
I got you. Drop one.
Fob platform just ahead. Still have some beacons left to find before the Forerunner sequence is complete.
This one's got a lot of
Which one's
brutes.
next?
Trying to take care of them on the perimeter. You get that brute jetpack major. Ooh,
We'll make this real quick.
Let's go, Marine. Everyone still got their limbs? 300% on limbs? On foot.
hop out and get a melee on one of these guys.
Hostile
Take
down.
care of my
FOB
shield.
Kilo's all clear of Banished. And once we capture it, it'll stay that way.
Weapons up.
And just like that, this FOB is ours. Banished records suggest this location is surrounded by key Forerunner structures. Until the conservatory was located, Escharum directed the bulk of his efforts on surveying this region. I wonder, what did he learn here?
Put a marker down, see on the map, location of a propaganda tower. I'm not going to go there yet. But Kilo is done, and I'm going to be moving on to one of the beacons. The beacon in this area that's on the map there is like the south central beacon, I guess. Like I said, in this area, there's really not much.
New FOBs online. Nice work, Chief. Orders? Confirmed. Stand by
I
for
will
vehicle
not
drop.
be going after, or intentionally going after, in other words, going out of my way to go after any of these HVTs. I'm going to be,
I've got shotgun.
I don't need to go out of my way for them. If they're in the way and I got to go through them, then I'll go through them. But I think there's going to be En Geddon. He's got the volatile skewer, or actually no, he has the hammer, if I recall. So I'll
Another
go
beacon,
for
another
that, so
part
that
of
can
the
be
sequence.
requisitioned, but I don't recall
Plan B seems to be
calling
working out
it.
just fine.
requisitioning it. Now, interesting note about this one, this beacon, and this arrangement in this setting,
Keep up that hustle
that
and we might just win this thing. Us.
you can clear out the enemies here near the door,
You're about to get rolled.
and then you can go inside.
Yeah.
You don't have to clear out all those enemies
hear
down
you.
below. You know, where there's two
incoming.
raids and
UNSC
bunch of enemies and stuff like that.
Sniper down.
Found that I can just take care of these here around the door in this vicinity, and then go inside and
We've got raised tanks bearing
pretty
down.
much bypass those down there. Doesn't mean I can't go
No
after them, and I
hostiles
can.
detected. We're clear.
It can be done. All right, so I'm gonna move on here. I'm gonna go up to
Enemy ghost bearing down.
destroy
Bad
a
guys over
propaganda
here.
tower and collect a Spartan core.
Ray,
That's really the
incoming.
only two
Brute
things I'm
sniper.
going
No
for
visual.
up the
Okey-doke.
mountain
Stay
here.
with the Marine.
And by going this far, or at least going up here, those enemies, like the Wraith and those other enemies down below, they're going to despawn and go away. They're not
We'll
going to
need
come
more
back.
data to reconstruct the Forerunner sequence. Let's find the remaining beacons.
We got to clear out these enemies, and then take out the tower. There's also going to be a Banshee airborne. At some point I'm going to hear it or see it. There we go.
Clemency. You feeling safe, human? You feeling secure? He sold you out.
Disembarking. What do you got on the sensor, Chief?
Ready to move. I'm in. Enemy vehicles incoming. Hell yeah.
Banshee stays out of Sentinel beam range,
so
but
tough on
the sniper
foot,
can
are ya?
pick them off.
I fight for humanity.
Yeah, Banshee's flying just a little close, just getting in the range of the Sentinel beams, and I'm trying to catch up to him. Kind of going a little too far off road.
Taking
Now
fire!
taking a shot at us.
The brutes are running the show now, huh?
I'm gonna continue on up the mountain. There's, ooh, that was a skewer hit.
That's how it's done.
Come on, Marines. Now,
Hold together, team.
now moving on, there's an HVT in the area up ahead where the, kind of near where the Spartan core is, but I'm not going to engage the HVT. I'm just going to go up into that area, park close, and then just climb up and get the Spartan core. Coming up on that hexagon pier complex here on the left. This is where I'll park and go up on foot, collect the Spartan core. And I don't want to get too close to this HVT, because I don't want my Marines venturing off too far, and that's where there's that HVT right now.
Watch your head,
Yep,
Chief.
I just got in
high-value
range,
Banish
and I
target's
want to get
nearby.
out of range
A
of
jackal
that.
sniper called Barroth. Intel says he's a crack shot, but you're a better one. Go get him.
This can be kind of tricky. You do go quite a bit of
they're
distance
gone.
away from the Marines on this journey,
This is my stop.
really because of the height. And it's kind of a shame I couldn't climb and get up and go get this Banshee, because this Banshee, I can't recall, I think it just kind of despawns and goes away at some point. But I leave the Marines behind, and they can get delinked. I got my shield back. That first swipe caught the shield of the jackal, which if that happens, you're not going to get a shield recharge. So you gotta make sure you tag the body. So just keeping an eye on the Marines. So hopefully it won't get too messed up. I've gone this far and had the hog like change his position. Sometimes it reappear embedded in the ground and you can't do anything with it, and the hog is pretty much toast. Sometimes a Marine will disappear and I'll end up with 4, sometimes 3. I don't want to be too long, and I don't necessarily want to go too far. So let's see what kind of results I get from traveling this distance. I don't recall parking the hog up there. Anyone else call me parking the hog there?
Lead the way, sir.
No, it relocated. And I'm gonna have
Chief's
a,
got
if I
flowing.
remember, I'm gonna have a hard time with getting the Marines in the hog,
Lead the
especially
way,
those that are
Spartan.
up on the rocks. They rather stay up in the rocks and in the trees. You got this one here walking back and forth in the rocks and trees. Just wants to stay
Hello,
here.
Chief.
Going for a ride. Let's get moving. Roger that. Chief's got point.
I can get 2.
Prepped and primed for close quarters
That one's
combat.
moving
This
pretty
is my
good.
stuff. We're with you,
Probably gonna come down. This
sir.
one just doesn't want to cooperate, and then this one right here will then
Chief. What's shaking,
want to do
Spartan?
the same. Just wants
Ready
to
to
stay.
ride. We're with you, Chief.
He got in the rocks and then wants to
Lead
go
the way,
back
sir.
up into the rocks and trees. And not come down. Waiting on you.
On foot. Come on, follow Chief. Sure could use some lead right about now.
Hey, Spartan. Pardon.
Yeah, and then went, can you believe that? And went right back up into the rocks and trees again. Where they got stuck. Come on now. Alright, so that's gonna be it for this area. I just need to get out of this area and get back. Not lose any Marines, not get any damage with the hog, and get back and start resuming. And interesting, just went through this area, killed off all the enemies, and the game brought them all back again. Just kind of means I can take more damage.
How you're gonna die.
Lost sight of the enemy.
Eyes open, Marines.
And here's the area where I destroyed the propaganda tower, and again, I brought the enemies back.
Really gets the blood pumping, doesn't
May
it?
have been
We'll
a
give it everything we've
different
got.
placement, arrangement. Now, did I get the Spartan core for this beacon? No, I didn't. There it is. So I need to get this one. So propaganda tower 5 of 13, and now Spartan core 8 of 15. Moving on to another propaganda tower nearby. I think the next propaganda tower is the one that's somewhat associated with
Still
Annex
have some
Ridge.
beacons left to find before
It's
the
just
Forerunner
south of the
sequence is
complex.
complete.
It's off-road.
Which one's next?
Since the hog is in good shape, I'm just going to head to it. It's just a left turn right off-road here to the left. And down through the trees and a little pond. And there's the waypoint, which was just a guess. Actually, is that a waypoint marker? Yeah, it is. That was a pretty good guess.
Here.
Hudson Griffin, notorious idiot human baby, expired at the tower. But before he died, he gave up
Keep
all
pushing,
your
Marines.
locations in a last
And by the way, in this area, I think a Banshee shows up.
Ready to
There it
move.
is in the
Going
corner of
for
the
a ride.
screen. Fires on us.
Give me cover.
And
Lay
since I
low.
didn't like getting hit by it,
Vehicle disabled.
I go ahead and just suicide and just revert and do it again. And I left this in because when I completed the Spartan or the propaganda tower, the announcement is there on the screen. and when I did the
Taking this
suicide
vehicle.
reverted, it wasn't listed on the screen. So if I would have taken out the propaganda tower and then gotten a checkpoint,
Vehicle eliminated.
then that would have
Nice
just
work.
gone away, and it would have looked kind of odd.
This is my stop.
I think that'll take care of the area here for Kilo.
Much rather die on foot.
Yeah, as far as Kilo
Thanks for
goes,
the extra eyes, Chief.
that's pretty much all I'm going to be getting. That's it for getting here. Just need to get through Annex Ridge and get back on the road to the rest of the FOBs, which I think it's just Hotel. I think I already got Juliet. So, Propaganda
Let's
Tower
go.
6 of 13. Be moving on. I'll find a Spartan core along the way. Get a couple Spartan cores before I
Hell yeah!
capture Hotel.
Woo! Yeah! Ha ha! We need this area secured.
So instead of stopping, getting out,
I'm on foot.
the gate,
What's up,
I'm
Chief?
doing the lazy thing and just trying to drive off of here. And
I'm aboard.
it's really
Let's go.
rocky
Let's
and
haul
rough.
some ass. Pathetic. Get clear.
So let's see, am I gonna go for? I think it's the Spartan core is just straight ahead to the west. I think that's the one I'm gonna go to. That right there on the map. And as I'm looping around to Hotel, there's a Spartan core along the road, along the route to Hotel. I'll collect both of these. This one can be a difficult one. There's plenty of sentinels, there's elites, grunts. You got elites and grunts that can throw nades. You got the elites with heat waves, grunts with the disruptors. Hog gets stunned, get stuck by nade. All kinds of things can go wrong. This is a difficult one to get through. Since I had a death and had to revert here, what I was grieving about was I was killing the last enemy, and the last enemy pretty much poops out a nade that killed the hog and everyone in it. I mean, the last enemy. I had gone through and taken care of all these guys, and this is kind of a difficult one. There's sentinels with the heat waves as well, heat waves and shock rifles. A little stun ya, wreck the hog with the heat wave. This elite's being rather evasive. He's got his camo on. I just not really sure if they can really see him. It seems like they can. Just don't know if they're shooting him very well. he's just throwing those nades.
That's vanished over here.
God, could've
Finally
used
got that
kind
one
of
taken
fire
care
back
of.
at the reverie.
And there's one grunt left. Oh, it would have been good to know. I could have hopped out and got him with the sword. Got my shield. But I'll survive and move on.
I'm out of here. Guys, stand for hostile. Got heavy weapons at the ready. I made it. I'm battle ready, Chief.
And what are my
Weapons hot.
Marines
I
doing?
survived 6 months on this ring. I ain't dying today.
Clearing
3 of them have dropped their sentinel beams for other weapons laying around. They typically don't do that once you've given them the weapon, and it seems like there's acceptance. They've got it, and they're not going to bother picking up any other weapons. I just find it odd that why now?
Thanks, Chief.
It may have been because some of them were unlinked when I went for that sentinel beam, the Spartan core up on the mountain,
Swapping up.
and
Whatever you
so
want, Chief.
this is like their first
Something
time, I
wrong,
guess,
Chief?
getting their feet on the ground and seeing some other weapons laying around. I can tell you, they're not really good with using the shock rifle. They're only
You
the
take
heat wave is
This works.
minimal damage and it gets minimal use. They have to shoot it a lot to get a kill on an enemy, as you've even seen when I try and use the heat wave on enemies. I got to shoot them 3, 4, 5 times, and so that's really going to be ineffective. So I don't want them carrying those weapons. I just want them with the sentinel beam and a sniper rifle. So Spartan Core 9 and 15. On to the next one. Which is on the way to Hotel.
Get rolling. Going for a ride.
On the way in here down the road, there was a Razorback parked on the side of the road, so I'll be picking that up on the way out.
We shouldn't stick around here too long. We should move.
This is my stop. Ready to move. Click it or ticket.
You asshole! Yeah, I had already given them weapons, took the stuff away from them, and I guess without my knowing, they grabbed a shock rifle.
First time driver much?
Enemy vehicles on approach.
That's an affirmative. Ghost on approach.
Awaiting orders, Chief.
This is my stop.
Sorry I'm late.
Yeah, to think about it, I'll just give them my sentinel beam, and I'll get me a new one. That should be the last of these Marines.
That feeling
Dropping
you're
their
feeling,
weapon for something else.
That's hope.
And now I'm going to take the drive to go around to Hotel. And like I said, on the way, on this horseshoe route, I'll pick up collect that Spartan core.
Spartan on deck.
We'll need more data to reconstruct the Forerunner sequence. Let's find the remaining beacons.
Centals have shock rifles. And I think that's it for the nearby enemies. I believe the sniper sees something off in the distance.
I'll get out here.
Interesting enough, up on that ridge where I'm looking, it may be a little more to the left, kind of right where I was just looking a moment ago. Up on that ridge, there's a power weapon ammo dispenser, which is whenever you have enemies there, then there's typically going to be that ammo dispenser is going to be up there.
Sound off. See that? They're always taking notes.
Wait for us, Chief.
I think here I'm going to want to run over there to see if there's something I can stab and get my shield back. But then then you'll see here when I start getting closer, it's like some brutes, and so I just don't want to bother.
Much rather die on foot.
Yeah, I don't want none of that. So there's a couple of them. Who knows what others are hiding out up in there? So
Let's go. Quick.
I'll get the chance of getting something else. Maybe at the FOB. Maybe at Hotel.
I could do this all day.
This is some rough terrain
you
to
float,
drive.
farther you fall.
Oh,
Oh, come on.
Looks like that stung a bit. Man, am I glad we got the chief here.
Don't let up.
yeah, just wreck the hog. I'm gonna see if I can stab him. Yep.
Oh, damn it.
Recap. We kicked ass and they ran like sniveling babies.
I'm strapped in.
Up and in.
The hog isn't good enough condition for taking Hotel. When I get it done, then I'll just requisition another one. Whoa!
Enemy vehicle is down.
This is some difficult terrain, and when we get that high-value target, the Ordo Mal, it's really tough fighting him with the way the terrain is and trying to drive it.
Enemy vehicle down.
Now that's how you win a war.
You're the worst sniper. Your FOB belongs to the Banished. It should belong to us.
We're not out of the woods yet.
I need me some volunteers. Get out.
Jetpack Brute Major on the deck.
Gotta kill. Take a bath. Take several baths.
That's hilarious.
Escape while you can, coward.
Tango's incoming.
He's like, come here, let me kill you. And she's just like, take a bath. That's hilarious. I love it.
Run away, human.
Getting weak.
Enjoy the chase.
And then 1, 2, 3. Okay. Stabbed him 3 times. I better have a shield.
That's a little present from yours. Hey, Marine.
And then here we go. We're gonna throw our nades. And can't these guys? They have a hard time with the jackals. I understand it. I mean, with throwing the nades, you got all these coils that are gonna blow up and just domino effect.
Fencing.
Are you kidding me? I mean, just.
Banished forces eliminated. FOB Hotel
Hey, there's
is ready
5
for liberation.
Marines with weapons and nades, and this, I don't know where this jackal was, and works his way up on the deck. And I still don't get a shield after punching it. I punched it and sent it flying, and I still don't get a shield.
There we go. Another FOB is ours. This one was built on one of the most active battlegrounds in the first 48 hours of the war. UNSC and Banished Records both suggest that it was absolute chaos. It raged all over, but nowhere quite as intensely as the island just north of us, where we got shot down, you might recall. Still have some beacons
So
left
here
to
in
find
the,
before the
the
Forerunner
area of
sequence is
Hotel, there's a
complete.
lot of stuff
Which one's
to
next?
do around Hotel. But Hotel itself, I'm sure everyone should pretty much know by now, Hotel's got lots of stuff, lots of juicy items here at the Hotel. Got 2 Banshees that spawn out there on the dock by the cliff. It has a ghost that spawns here. It's got, I want to say, all 3. It's got 4 ammo dispensers. It's got kinetic, plasma, shock, and a hard light ammo dispenser. It also has a rack with 2 swords. There's some dynamo nades, plasma nades, spike nades. Of course, the FOB itself has frags. And there's a rack with 2 skewers. Actually,
And
no,
with
that's
that,
at a
all registered
propaganda
FOBs in
tower. I'm
range
seeing.
are back under UNSC control.
But
where they
yeah,
belong.
it's got lots
I
of
just
stuff. So
can't
you can pick
imagine
up,
how hard it must
say,
have
the
been
Ghost
for the
with a
UNSC
co-op
on this
partner.
reign, since the
Leave this FOB and go do some stuff around town. Come back and things reset, and you can get yourself another Ghost. Fly around a Banshee. Banshee blow up. You come back. You got another Banshee that spawns here. That's pretty fantastic. There's a lot of stuff here.
Shotgun.
Buckle up.
So the next item I'm looking to do is I'm going to go to the En Geddon and eliminate that HVT so I can get the rushdown hammer, or at least have the ability to requisition the rushdown hammer, which I think at some point I don't use. So if you come up this road and you get this roadblock here, where you have these roadblock items, this decoration, there's a power weapon ammo dispenser. You just saw it on to my left, off the side of, just right off the road. Now it's going to be on my left again. Actually, I'm just driving past it. But when you get that arrangement and that layout with
Chief,
the
there's a high-value target in range.
roadblock,
The banished
you get a
chieftain
power weapon
En Geddon.
ammo dispenser.
Be
And
careful
keep
if
in
you go
mind, it
after
is
him.
a
Going by
random.
his rap
It's
sheet,
kind of
he's
random
pretty
when it
dangerous,
occurs and when
even
it
for a
shows up.
chieftain.
Weapons up. Keep firing.
Nice shot.
Contact is down.
I think I leave in a death here. Yeah, you can get stunned easily and then hit by a rocket. And I leave it in because there was some kind of weirdness with trying to get the checkpoint. The view didn't line up with how this worked out. And got the target down.
Target down. Get after the crew.
I want to try and get some distance and kind of approach this and keep all the enemies in front of me. Look for something to keep one thing alive to get my shield back.
Taking a grenade. And stand right in front of me for a second.
Now I believe there's one enemy remaining. I think it's a grunt, so I'm trying to keep the trying park far enough away so that the Marines don't help out. Well, and there's 2. Yeah, Marines are going to help out here, I think. Oh. Nope, it wasn't the Marines. I got shot too much by that grunt.
We
And
just
wasn't
put
able to
down
get
one
my
of the
shield
worst
recharged.
monsters to ever plague the UNSC.
That disruptor
The banished
got
get
into my
weaker
shield.
with every HVT we take out. Keep it up, Chief.
Go. I'm in. Let's go.
I've got a couple breaks.
Can't get a break. And there's no items here
Oh, thank you.
of use. So while I'm up in this area, I'm gonna head over, and there's a couple propaganda towers that I'm gonna destroy. Up here in this area, is that Marines? Yeah, so Marines have this intersection. They have this little compound thing, this little checkpoint or whatever you want to call it. And at times it's Banish that control it. So you reset the area. There could be nothing here. It could be come back. It could be Marines controlling it. You can, you know, come back here later, resets, and it could be Banished that control the intersection. Here, I just having bad luck with the rocks and got flipped over. And turns out all 5 are still alive. And it looks like they are finally getting in. So there's the first propaganda tower. Well, this one doesn't have anyone watching it. It's not guarded. The other one is, and it's also it's close by. Also, on the way to the second one, there's a rocket hog that spawns out here in this area. I think it's kind of a permanent one, so if you pick it up, wreck it, destroy it, and, you know, leave this area so it resets and come back, you can get another one. Right now, I don't see the hog, so I'm not sure where it is. But wasn't really looking for it. So you got these skimmers. These skimmers have rocket launchers. I need to get somewhat close enough to them so they either killed with a Cental beam or at least hopefully a sniper will see them. That was a jetpack group major. He had a heat wave.
Oh yeah, Chief's getting up close and personal now.
Oh, that was great. A Marine on foot used the weapon instead of throwing a nade. Fantastic. Now here's where things get a bit messy.
No napping, Marines. We got stuff to kill.
It's kind of an exploratory portion of this. I kind of went off script, and instead of doing my normal approach on this HVT Ordo Mal, I decided to attack them from this other side, which is I'm in the area where I could take this other route and go after them. So I end up heading this way, and I think about it and decide to turn back around and go back over there. And it turns out it's not good. It is not a good approach. It didn't work out. I don't recall how much time I spent trying to get through it and get out of it. I really got in the muck of it, and it was hard to get out. What I think I do is I head back to... See, there's the power weapon ammo dispenser. I just passed by.
Need more data to
And I'm looking at it right now to the right.
Let's find
Just
the
passed by
remaining
it.
beacons.
And looking at it right there. But being I've got sword is full, I don't need to use the dispenser.
Made it in.
I think I was pretty much ignoring it and didn't really realize it. But as part of my exploration with trying to catalog power weapon ammo dispensers, it'll be in the video. It turns out the sequence has a lot of them. There's a lot you can find. A lot of them you can find in this on this island.
Every fob we take gets us a little bit closer.
Yeah, that hog's wrecked. The hood's missing.
Toughed it out.
Tire's missing.
Nice job.
Roger that. All clear.
We got orders, sir?
Good to see you, Chief.
We're right behind you, sir.
There's no problem a few Marines can't solve.
Come on, Marine. Enough.
Got it. On the way with the Razorback.
Where is everybody? Come on, let's go. Let's get in the hog. They're all huddled up down there. There's like, were they looking at a bug or something in the ground?
On board. Let's go.
Hopping in.
Up and in.
Alright, I think I'm just thinking on what the next move is going to be.
I think we're gonna make it.
And the next move here is I'm going to go rescue Fortune Squad. And while I'm over at Fortune Squad, then I'm going to take and collect that Spartan core that's over there. And it's when I leave collecting the Spartan core when I really go off-road and spend quite a bit of time with trying to go after Ordo Mal.
Get a load of
That was like an alternate plan. Now I'll go ahead and just get through Fortune Squad here before I talk about the Spartan core. There was something I learned after the fact that would have made things easier for it.
We're in range of a squad of Marines in distress.
Hey, hand check. Robin's called. Want their loyalty back.
I'm out.
I am looking to try and get my shield back before going on here.
Hope y'all are taking notes.
That worked. Got my shield finally.
Let's get rolling.
Anywhere but here, please.
Let's
1,
go.
2, 3, 4. Let's go, sniper.
Lost my shot.
After them. We don't leave survivors.
Nice work.
Sack Covenant rejects.
Oh, you are on fire today.
So it seems like the game had froze, but it'll unfreeze.
Heads up, Chief. More of them.
Oh, was that a nade? Yeah, a nade. Ended up underneath.
I've been spotted. Heads up.
I hear you.
I was trying to see if I can get position to take out this Phantom before it drops off the enemies. And worked out.
Enemy throwing. Target down.
And there's a chieftain with a scrap cannon.
Bring it on.
If they can get shoot, they keep shots on him, he won't shoot. And here comes. Wow.
You saved our asses.
That grunt did us a favor by throwing his nade into
Okay,
that
Chief. The
deployable
Marines
cover.
are out of danger.
And when that happens, it explodes on impact. Alright, so here's the kind of the tricky part, and I'm going to talk about Spartan Core, is that
We got beat, but we're not
there's
done.
an alternate
Not while we're still breathing.
entrance
We got
into
no
the
time for
cave for
gossip,
this.
Marines.
And it's something that I can easily,
Still have some beacons left to find before the Forerunner sequence
that
is
makes
complete.
the access much
Which one's
easier.
next?
And like I said, I didn't realize it or come across it until after the fact and during my exploration for the whole
What are you seeing on the sensor? Can't see them
power
from
weapon
here.
ammo dispensers. I was just exploring in different areas, and when I was around here exploring, I found this little cave, and I went to the cave, and it went into the area where the Spartan core is. And it's also in a way where I could just, it's a little sneaky. I can sneak in, get the Spartan core, and get out without the enemies even seeing me or knowing me. Here, I'm trying to be careful, and this is what happens with the
I'm
hog.
outta here.
And it's kind of the problems that happen with,
Shotgun.
I'm strapped in.
it's one of the things that can kind of happen with the hog. and it's the things that can drive me crazy. Is we've already seen what happens when the hog flips or rolls over. The Marines do stupid stuff. They end up glitching into the ground. They disappear. They get flung across the map. So
I don't
it's
like
something
this.
I'm always trying to
Not
be
one
careful
bit.
with, so I don't
Wow.
roll the hog or have any kind of
Never heard of
accidents
this
with the hog.
place.
This is my stop.
So I'm saying, here, when you get down to the Spartan core down there, just to the left, there's a little sneaky place to go. Oh, and here I'm hearing a grunt, so I'm gonna jump up here and get my shield back from the grunt. And I kind of realize there's two of them, so I'm gonna figure out how I'm gonna do this. And I'm unsure, but I was hoping that I didn't get shot too many times by that disruptor. And I was kind of pausing when I was hitting and meleeing that second grunt. Make sure I'm going to get a shield charge. And there goes the Marines. They go wanting to run off. Now, when I go inside this cave, they'll stay up here and they'll wait for me. I hear a jackal, and I'm just going to ignore him. I'm going to take this rocket launcher with me, and it's got 2 shots in it.
Got extra eyes now.
So there's the Spartan core. The one thing about the sneaky entrance that I am unaware of, and I didn't really make note or even really think about it, is I don't know if the sneaky entrance is something that the hog can fit through. I just know I just ran in on foot. I really can't say one way or the other if he can do that. So hey, I got 3 of them with one rocket. That was great. And I think the only thing left is a skirmisher that looked like, I want to say it looked like an elite, but I think it's, you know, when you have something red looking, it's going to be a Jackal Major. Because you're not going to see any red elites. I was thinking for a moment it was like a red elite walking, but no, it was a Jackal Major. You're only going to get the white or silver elites and a camo elite. That's the only elites you're going to get with the thunderstorm on. Yeah, that skirmisher couldn't hear me splashing around in the water. And I was going to say right there up on that rock was the jackal. Had a needler. And so just to the left there, it was almost facing it, was the little sneaky entrance. Also, there's also a sniper rifle down in here, but it's just 4 shots and it didn't interest me. So I'm now at 11 of 15 Spartan cores, and I'm at 8 of 13 propaganda towers.
I'd be 100% cool with never seeing one of these damn rings again for the rest of my life.
Will you keep it down?
Ghost on approach.
We'll need more data to reconstruct the Forerunner sequence. Let's find the remaining beacons.
Enemy cavalry is on us. I hear you. I'm in. Let's go.
And now for the painful part of... Oh my goodness. Come on.
Got contacts.
You're next.
Oh my goodness, the Marines kind of getting in the way there.
Vehicle disabled. You are bringing it today.
So this whole Ordo Mal thing, this is really painful. Hopefully this won't take too long, but my goodness, I died a lot. There was All kinds of problems wrong with this. Really, at least the idea, if I can get close enough, then I'll kind of explain a little better once I get there. So I'm looking at the map here. I'm like, oh yeah, Ordo Mal's right there. So why not just try and attack them from this different side? Because here on the, if I attack from the north side, well, let's put it this way: if I attack from the south side, which what I typically do, you know, the road there from Hotel, I can park on this little hill. There's like 2 brute snipers with skewers, and so I just get up on the little hill and find the 2 of them, snipe them, take them out, and there's usually one more other brute with a rocket launcher that I'll take out as well, because they'll make things difficult. And then, you know, at least taking those 3 enemies out right there makes the rest of the run much easier and eliminates a lot, you know, a lot of the problems. So being that I'm on the north side, I wanted to see how well the Marines would take out the brute snipers. But what I think happens, I don't know if the game did this, because it seems like the different times and the different views I had, the snipers weren't on this ridge. It moved them to the other ridge where I would normally approach. So I don't know if the game picks up on your location and moves the snipers. See, there was one of the snipers,
one of the most lethal assets,
but then I couldn't find the other one.
He's not going to go down easy, but taking him out will only improve the UNSC's chances on the ring.
Brute sniper on the field.
Now, this terrain is not friendly.
Heads down, incoming.
But driving this is not easy. I was hoping these guys would be able to shoot. See, those skewer rounds are not coming from nearby. They're coming from distance, and they're typically on this ridge, where kind of right around where I'm driving, in a way, just in that well, that kind of cratered area.
If you think we're giving up, you got another thing.
So at this point, or pretty much right around in here, where I almost got tagged by that, almost stuck by that nade. Around this point where I'm like, okay, I've had enough of this nonsense, and I'm just going to return to the FOB with a new hog, and I'm going to do this my normal way.
Heads up, they're gonna beat on me.
And I'm kind of undecided here at this point if I'm going to drive around, but I realize, you know, I can't drive around and get to Hotel. I have to find a way to drive back to Hotel. I tried almost half a dozen times, if not a dozen times, trying to drive by and past Ordo Mal, and he can lead the shots with the Wraith, so I decided to drive back whence I came, so I wouldn't have to drive through that gauntlet of snipers with the skewers, Ordo Mal with the Wraith, and Ghost, and grunts with disruptors. It's a death trap. So I decided to just go back the way I came and get another hog. Here in this area, there's a power weapon ammo dispenser. I think I want to say there's one in here. I could be wrong. It might be by Myriad. I think it's by the Myriad. This area looked like the area where the HVT Myriad is.
No visual.
So I worked my way back to this road here, this north-south road for Hotel.
Call you lunatics Diet Covenant.
Tango's coming our way.
Drop the visual.
Still have some beacons left to find before the Forerunner sequence is complete. Which one's next?
I'm aboard. Let's go.
Getting in.
Enemy fire on me!
Firing on target.
One less headache.
Did those nades damage that Razorback back there?
Thought we lost you.
Now look at this sniper rifle down here.
Can't see them from here.
Don't let him off the hook.
And this is also the area where that roadblock is set up, and you see it's a different arrangement this time. And no power weapon ammo dispenser. I think this is a Hydra up here that's showing up on the scan.
This place just screams danger.
Yep. There's a Hydra.
Quite a view.
It's just the regular Hydra.
Sure could use some leave right about now.
Riding shotgun. Let's move.
Climbing aboard.
Now with Ordo Mal, I think what I'm going to the FOB, I think is to get a sniper rifle, so I can snipe out the
Prepped in signs for close quarters combat. On foot.
brute snipers. Yeah, I don't need to get a Razorback. I just want to get a sniper.
I can't believe we're not dead.
I blame traffic, but I didn't drive.
Hey, that's enough. Stay focused.
I'm coming.
Good luck, Spartan.
Shotgun.
I'm in.
I'm gonna keep the sword and sniper rifle. I keep the sword so I can melee something if I need to. So I'm gonna work my way to this little ridge here, this kind of rampy, slopey ridge.
You looking to get
I'm
hurt?
gonna put a
Ordo Mal. One of the most
yeah. So there was
lethal assets they've got.
two brutes there. I think those
He's not going to go down
were
easy,
brute
but
majors
taking him
though.
out will only improve the UNSC's
I'm gonna wait for these
chances
guys
on
to
the
try and
rest.
destroy this Phantom if I can get it close enough. That takes care of the ghost that they were gonna drop off.
That brute's got a sniper
Or at least
rifle.
one of the ghosts. There's another ghost. I think that ghost made it.
That was scrapped. Damn fine work, Marine.
And so here comes another Phantom. I'm gonna wait for all this shenanigans to go away before I make my move here.
Right between the eyes.
So I'll put up a drop wall, threat sensor,
Moving to objective.
find these guys and snipe them.
Find those targets. Sensors up. That's what I like to see, Chief.
So there's two of them down, and now there's just a rocket launcher, their brute major. I think that's all the sniping I'm gonna do. Now I just head back to the hog and take out the
I'm aboard. Let's
rest
go.
of
I'm
everything
in.
else. The hard one really is the Wraith. The Wraith, you can
Hostile
get
road
away with
contact.
being shot at once and getting a miss, but if you're too close,
Enemy vehicles
then
on the way. Yep.
see, there's the one miss, but if you get close enough, he ain't gonna shoot again. So that's the reason why I pushed in so aggressively and so close. Is he's not gonna shoot a second time as you know when you're that close.
Keep it up.
But if
Don't
you're
stop.
about that same distance from the first shot and he misses, he ain't gonna miss the second time. So you gotta make it count. It's aggressive, it's risky,
I'm not done. I ain't done yet.
but that's my plan.
That did it, Chief. The so-called Wraithmaster
Yeah, this
won't be causing
terrain
the
is
UNSC
awful.
any more
It is
trouble.
very difficult for
He was one
driving.
of Escherm's most trusted lieutenants. The Banished took a big loss today.
So I'm looking for an enemy to get my shield back.
We'll need more data to reconstruct the Forerunner sequence. Let's find the remaining beacons.
You are done!
And I stabbed him, got my shield. I'm just going to leave it at that. If the Marines want them, they can have them. And get in the hog and get back to the FOB. Get a new one. Now, Ordo Mal is taken care of.
I'm in. Let's go.
So I'm going to move on. Like I said, I'm going back to the FOB, and now my mind is on probably the hardest of the beacons, and it's the one here, the southwest beacons, this one in this area. It's the one that's got the 2 red hunters, and it's a booger. I've spent a lot of time getting stuck on it and having a hard time with it in prior runs, but on this run, it's going to look easy. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to equip 2 of the Marines, I want to say 2 of the Marines with the volatile skewer. I'm going to take the sniper rifle away and they're going to get skewers. And I think I'm keeping 3 of the Marines with the Sentinel beam.
ETA on your ride very soon.
There's some weird audio pops. I'm not sure where they're coming from. I can only guess it goes away at some point.
Sounds good.
Now with the volatile skewers,
Wait, you want to give
if
this up?
I can create enough distance between me and the hunters and driving away where they're going to be able to shoot and hit me, these Marines are going to do really good work with the skewers. There's times that they miss, there's times they don't shoot, but if you give them the right situation, you aim right at them, you point the 12 o'clock, you got them at your 12 o'clock on the hood, and they'll pick them out. If they can hear them, they can see them, they're going to shoot them. And they do pretty good. They can do a pretty good job at doing it.
That's how it's done. Opening up.
There's a beacon nearby. We should check
I
it
am
out.
en route to the southwest beacon. This video is about the side missions or secondary objectives. I will skip the fight and resume the video inside the beacon as I've completed accessing the beacon and on my way out. And then I'll head over and collect Spartan Core 12 of 15.
Are you two okay? What happened in there?
I don't know. Something scanned me.
Something?
Probably fine.
Probably?
Or not.
Really?
Don't worry. We can handle it.
So I'm not too
I'm in,
broken
let's
up
go.
with
That's right.
my shield
Have you
being
ever wondered
damaged.
why we're here?
I'm going to go to this propaganda tower and get my shield back. And it turns out this propaganda tower that I'm going to be going to, it's got I think it's got an elite or 2, whatever the enemies were in its layout. just made it really
damn it.
difficult to
Please
try and
give
get
me
this
the
done
willies.
because I kept getting
Getting out here.
just some unpleasant
Got on the
deaths
sensor, Chief.
and unexpected deaths on this. I died more times on trying to get my shield back off these enemies up here than I did with the hunters.
What's up, Chief?
But I don't think I leave any of the deaths in on this. I just show it, just trying to get straight through this. This part 2 goes on long enough.
I will meet my honorable death I embrace the shadows.
I got my shield, and then of course I got more of these enemies. Oh goodness, another elite. And then it turns out he shot me. So,
Again.
did not get my
Oh
shield
God,
back.
The whole purpose of this was just to get my shield back.
Yeah, I was kind of upset about it.
Oh.
That I don't know how many times I went through this. The 2 elites, skirmishers, grunts, and the way they're positioned and laid out, it's yeah, it's difficult. And you can't drive the hog up here. And the Marines won't. They only walk up so far. They can't go up any further. So there's pretty much kind of where you saw the Marines. That's almost about as far as the hog will go. But there's another propaganda tower along the way back. And I'll go to that and see about getting my shield back from there.
Going for a ride.
Shotgun.
Oh, look, it's the Covenant, but under new Space Gorilla management. I'm gonna pluck the crap out of you, Jackal. Beautiful.
So this area right here, and you'll see it in just a moment, right here on the left, there's a power weapon ammo dispenser. Whenever you get this arrangement with that crate in the middle and there's 3 weapon racks, there's a power weapon ammo dispenser. Other arrangements
Keep it tight, Marines.
won't have it. It can be something different, different enemies, and no power weapon ammo
Keep
dispenser.
preaching, Marine.
Target eliminated. Pummel the crap out of them, Chief.
I think everything's dead. Now this is kind of another one of these difficult, unfortunate things, is the Marines will follow me down here to this propaganda tower. And they can't climb out of here. Oh, great, I didn't have the right nades out. So the Marines will follow me down here, but then I can't get them out, so I have to leave them behind. The other thing is, I can drive the hog down here, but I can't drive...
Come on, what the fuck?
Yeah, come on. It didn't grapple the... It didn't grapple the brute. So you can drive the hog, you can get the hog down here, get the Marines in the hog, but you can't drive the hog out of here. It just won't drive out. The terrain, the rocks, the steepness of the hills, and all this mess, you can't drive it out.
Humans keep taking them back. What do you want them to win? All of those stupid
Something up, Chief?
bombs are now back in UNSC hands. Just letting you know when...
So I gotta leave these guys behind, and I'll just... I'm either gonna fast travel or drive. I think I'm gonna just fast travel. We'll see what I do. But that takes care of Propaganda Tower 10 of 13. Yep. Goodbye. I'll have to get some new Marines. Maybe I'll get some Marines that will shoot when they're supposed to shoot. All the good stuff. So 3 more Spartan cores, 3 more propaganda towers, 1 more beacon. So I'm at 3 of 4 beacons, and just have that north central beacon that remains. At that north central beacon, there's a Spartan core at the beacon, there's a Spartan core near the beacon, and there's one on the mountain, as you can saw on the map. And on the that last Spartan core on the mountain, there's a propaganda tower there. There's also a propaganda tower. 2 of the 3 remaining is where I'm trying to get my waypoint placed. So when there's going to be one there on that mountain peak where I'm aiming now, and there's another one in that area there where I'm looking. So I'll just fast travel to Hotel, get a Wasp, fly over, take care of that propaganda tower that you can't drive to, and then I'll come back and just get the Hog and take these Marines with me.
Spartan?
Wasp requisition confirmed, Chief. On my way to your LZ. Hang tight.
I've made attempts to complete our Forerunner dataset algorithmically, but no luck. No way around it. We need to reach that final beacon.
Okay, at some point that thing's gonna have to blow up. There we go. Now if you see that arrangement of enemies down there in between where I was just looking, one, there's top of the waterfall. Sometimes there's a power weapon ammo dispenser that will spawn there. And in that split down the middle, to that left there, down the between, pretty much the split down the middle, in that area where you see some enemies that spawn in there, there's a power weapon ammo dispenser that can randomly spawn in there as well. There, I'm just shooting at those guys because they can. There was a brute sniper, so I'm not going to mess with it. I had already done that kind of exploring.
Lead the way, sir.
Sir, they've pushed us for so long. I'm ready to push back.
I found that odd. I'm carrying the sniper rifle, requisition it, grab it, and then I had to reload.
Hey, what's this?
Kind of ruining things.
You shouldn't have. Seriously.
I'm making sure to reload it.
Ho ho ho! This is nice.
Alright, and now sentinel beams for everyone else.
You're giving this to me? For free?
Hustle up, Spartan.
What next, sir? Whatever you say, sir.
Watch your step.
Got it. On the way with the Razorback.
I got family waiting for me back home. I wonder if they're still holding out hope.
Will you shut up, please? Sir?
Moving out. You know what I love.
Come on, follow Chief. This area secured. Good luck. Buckled in, let's get going.
Take in this vehicle! Moving out on foot!
You guys ever stop and listen to the envoy?
The data we've been gathering is fascinating, but still incomplete. One more beacon and we can bust that spire wide open.
Not good, not good. I'm hit! One less at
We're thinning the ranks. Keep it up.
Hoorah!
That brute's firing on me!
Can't finish the job? Maybe you should call the prophets.
Oh, man, this is gonna hurt.
Abe's got a rifle. Watch your head.
We'll give it everything we've got!
Red one!
Can't get a shot.
Hunt him down.
We're in range of a high-value target. It's a group of those skimmer creatures. We don't know much about these guys, but that never stopped you before, right? We're coming up on the last beacon.
Hit down!
after the crew.
Great work, Chief. You brought them all down. And we've gained some valuable combat data about the little weirdos. If we make it off this ring, it'll be useful. I doubt this is the last we'll see of these creatures.
Feels good to be punching back for a change.
I'm making my way up the mountain here, which is kind of difficult. I don't think difficult. It's just rough. It's just rough terrain, rough ground.
Got another thing coming. Dead ass hostile.
Thinking there was another grunt.
That's poetry right there.
Got them all.
Hey, Chief, if you're listening, and you're thinking about taking down another tower, wait, okay? Just wait for a sec, because if you take all these towers out, I'm out of a job. And if I'm no use to Esheram, I'm dead. You wouldn't want that to happen, right? Pal, right?
Let's haul some ass. Ready to move.
That takes care of Propaganda Tower 12 of 13. There's only one remaining. And I still have two more. Was it? Three more Spartan cores to go.
Much rather die on foot. Chief.
This hog's in,
This is
this
what I'm
hog's not in
talking
good
about.
shape, but it's got all four wheels. Work my way down to Juliet, get a new hog, and then go to this last beacon. Get the two Spartan cores that are over there, and then head up the mountain and get the last Spartan core and the last Propaganda Tower. Got a nice collection of wrecked hogs.
I'm not resting until I kill every last banished on this ring.
You want to give away our position? Shut the hell up.
Just looking at the comparison between the two, they're very similar. With the hood knocked off. That should be telltale sign. Sometimes if you, I want to say sometimes, I think it's usually when the FOB is reset, but I think it's more of
Confirmed. Stand by for your Razorback.
if you end the game and then resume and you got a hog here, it could be wrecked. It could have one tire, and when you get back in the game, it'll have it'll be brand new. It looked like one of the hogs despawned. The one that I think the one I just parked despawned. So here I think I'm gonna get a Hydra for the for one of these Marines.
I'm ready. Not happy about it, but I'm ready.
Well, you are the Spartan, so sure.
All aboard!
Taking this vehicle.
None of you guys pick up that sniper. That gets left behind. So as I was saying, Hydra, sniper will come in handy for these skimmers. Want to try and take them out from
Enemy
distance.
vehicles
Still need
inbound.
sentinel beams
yes.
for all the other enemies. There's going to be 3 ghosts, if I recall, at this
I've made
beacon.
attempts to complete our Forerunner dataset algorithmically, but no luck. No way around it. We need to reach that final beacon.
Let her rip.
First I'm going to do is make a stop to get this Spartan core before going to Beacon. It is on the way. 'Cause there's make a left turn here and we get to the Beacon. But I'm gonna get this Spartan core
We're
first.
taking this ring back.
Now, if you drive around here, drive up here, that's all good and fine. Boy, that was, whatever that was, almost got me killed.
Come on, Ben.
You don't want to drive the hog down into that area, because you won't be able to drive it out of there because of these hexagon piers and how steep they are. Or say steep, they're almost like giant steps, and you can't drive the hog up them. Your only hope to, if you get down in there, is to get a ghost, drive the ghost over, and use the ghost like a ramp and drive the hog into the ghost to drive out of there. So you want to park it, keep it up in this area, up in that area where I parked it. And I got my shield back, but then these Marines damaged me with their nades. Thanks a lot. You really didn't need to help.
Never seen anything like this.
Ready when you are.
Yep, shield damage.
Damage. You guys damaged me with your fucking
Let's
nades.
go, go, go.
Just collected Spartan core 13 of 15. Next objective is the Central Beacon. We'll skip this fight and resume after the fight is over. I'll hop out and collect Spartan core 14 of 15. Skip entering the beacon and resume leaving the beacon to continue to the next objective. Next objective will be destroying the last propaganda tower and collecting the last Spartan core.
Get rolling.
There is something new I picked up on. Again, it's another situation of after the fact. So I had already done this broadcast and run some time ago. And in the meantime, like I said, after this was already done, I already done some exploration. And I had come across another sneaky entrance into that Spartan core that's in the cave, that the last one I'm going to be going to. And it's drivable. Whereas this particular one, it's like you almost it looks really nice. It's looks like you rappel down into the cave. It's really neat. I like that. It's really cool. So I just drive the hog down in there and then just leave everything behind. I leave the hog. I leave the Marines, and I go fast travel back to Lima, I think. So. It's along that road. If you see the road that was just to the left or to the west of the Spartan core on the mountain, there's a road there, and you follow that, and it takes you to the sneaky entrance of the cave. And like I said, it's drivable, so it's one of those things where I want to test out and do probably as a like a replay. At least test it out and see how it goes. So I like it better than the idea of just driving down and falling in there, which is fun to begin with, but then having to leave everything behind.
Spanish forces.
Well, the hog's in bad shape, so I'm going to go back to Juliet and get another one and then head up the mountain.
Glad to see you. Never thought I'd get to see a Halo ring up close and personal.
Order received, Chief. Stand by for delivery.
Yeah, this'll do.
Punch it!
We make it off this ring, I'm taking 90 back-to-back showers.
And yeah, it appears I'm gonna keep the Marine with the Hydra.
Watch out for that ghost! Enemy vehicles on the way. Scared? You should
And I'm
be.
leaving these guys behind. It doesn't matter. It's really the last mission I'm going to be driving to with this set of Marines. The approach for the command spire, I want to call it that, is going to be a different armament for the Marines. So I'll see if I can pick out the road that you'd want to take to do the sneaky entrance into the Spartan Core cave. It's up here. Oh, there's some crates or some giant or some big sheds, or storage sheds, or you chieftain with those.
Possibly think you're gonna win this fight, can you?
No way we're losing. Not today.
Was he lost or something? So. Yeah, you make your way up here, and I think you just go past the entrance into the cave, or somewhere here, and there's just a road that you just veer off to the left, and it gets you there. May have just passed it. I think it's just off there to the left. I think it's before the cave entrance here. Yeah, I think it's before the cave entrance. So over here is going to be a chieftain with a hammer. And nope, it's not a chieftain with a hammer. So sometimes you can get that arrangement.
More of that. That all day long.
But this time, no. It's a brute chieftain. I mean, brute majors.
Died in the crash like a weak little stooge. A job well done, Bennett.
Really?
I wonder what happened to the Infinity after we abandoned ship.
Leave that. I mean, the splash damage alone should have been enough to destroy that tower. Boom and cowbell. I mean, really?
This is my stop.
So this looks kind of fun. Yeah, just drive off of this, all down into the cave. Yeah, what could go wrong?
I'm in. This is what I'm talking about.
That's not the question to ask. What could go? Should know better.
Let's
A
go.
little too much,
more
but
of that.
I'll still land on all fours.
For everyone we lost.
We've got enemy turrets.
Oh, gotta get away from that. Golly, the terrain is awful.
Got a kill.
Loving it.
Oh yeah, let's do this.
Oh, take out that turret.
Weapons up.
Right,
Don't
now
give him an
that
inch.
the turret's down, a lot of those enemies are down. I think there's like a couple remaining. I think at this point I was thinking it was just the one. So I want to... And they kill him before I could get him. And I was getting shot by that disruptor. There, I got my shield back.
Still kicking. All clear. It'll take more than that to take us down.
There's a lot of goodies down in here. Really, the point is just getting this last Spartan core so I can get on to the end of the mission. (15 of 15, 13 of 13). All that remains is that last spire, that last spire to go to. All equipment is upgraded. That was the last of the secondary objectives for the sequence. I'm going to fast travel to Lima and bring a conclusion to this video. Be sure to check out the mission video for the sequence, which will only include the mission objectives of collecting data from the 4 beacons to gain access and enter the command spire. So please join me on the next mission video, Mission 9, the sequence.